This is Red Moon Role-Playing.
Masks of Nyarlathotep. Where last we left our investigators, they became convinced that their estimable colleague, Felix Bauer, was no more, replaced by something else wearing his skin. Traumatized, they fled Miles Shipley's house, likely to never return, and set up their plans for the departure from London. Their intention is to flee, head north to Derbyshire. They've already dispatched many of the occult artifacts that they requisitioned both in New York and from Empire Spices to the household of the Vanes, Plum Castle, after Rupert Carruthers made some calls. Unfortunately, Bertie discovered that Burnsy, his longtime friend, known for his monosyllabic ways, had been killed, likely by the cult who are pursuing them right now, only to emphasize the fact that right now our investigators are being hunted. This left them with, well, not many other ports of call in London before they had to get out. Madeline checked at the Nile Bar to make sure that Anna and Yalisha Assam had got out of London was safe. She was informed by a man, at least claiming to be the owner, their father, that they were safe. She took that as read. How much duplicity can there be, after all? And the rest of the investigators, especially once Madeline had rejoined, decided that it was time to confront Edward Gavigan at the Penhew Foundation, whether to threaten, to cajole, maybe even to form an alliance. Who knows? I have no idea how this conversation's going to go, so let's return to our investigators now as you approach the Penhew Foundation, still checking over your shoulders, still wondering if you are being followed. Julius Smith is stood there, leaning heavily on his cane.
Shelby! Sorry, I was deep in smoke.
He wafts away the smoke from his pipe.
Good to see you again. Are you feeling okay? You were coughing last time, too, when we saw each other.
Oh, quite all right. Just a chest cold, nothing that a brandy won't fix. I see you brought some friends.
Yes, I don't know if you've met. This is my friend Madeline.
Oh, enchanted.
And this is my friend Bertie.
Bertie. Albert Hill?
You've met?
I think I have. I think usually I work with you via my butler Beddoes. I've sent him to your little shop in South London once or twice.
Oh, I see.
I recognise your face, that nose, those ears, no offence.
None taken. And my mood is perhaps a little gruff. It's clear that when I came back I'm not in a very good mood at all, but in this moment I seem to compose myself, taking a drag on my cigarette I've been smoking. A pleasure, yes.
Oh, so sorry I've caught you at the wrong time, old boy. You look like you've received some bad news.
He pats his pockets. Here you go. He proffers a hip flask.
Always find that perks me up.
I consider it for a moment, and then I do indeed take a full swig. Makes me feel a bit better.
It's sharp and expensive, whatever it is.
Just how I like it. I'm not in a very good mood. I did mention to the others, not that they would have cared about Burnsy's fate, but simply that we are indeed on borrowed time. They've already begun to move against those associated with us. And I'm also in a bad mood because I noticed that after clutching on to my lovely little idol souvenir after the incident, that it had lost some of its shine, some of its luster. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but it's definitely not a good omen. But I swig back this whiskey and I just say, yes, well, unfortunately the shop will be closed for the foreseeable future.
So, this is going to be a grand meeting. I only told Gavigan there'd be the two of us. I'm sure he's not going to complain and have another two come along.
Yeah, I mean, if it's inconvenient, of course, I'm sure we can come.
No, not at all. No, I don't inconvenience at all. We are going to be making him some money, aren't we?
That's the hope.
after getting a little money from him. These expeditions, Mr. Shattuck, he puts his arm round you, gestures at the sky as if the expeditions will lead you to the moon one day, or maybe even Pluto. These expeditions are investments. You have to put a little bit of money in to get a lot of money out. There's still great untamed parts of the world, he says, pointing at a cloud, where unknown discoveries can be exposed to the world for profit. Now, that's not my business. I'm an antiquarian and a keen study of epiphenomena. And he starts going on and on. Do you allow him to finish?
I will let him play through, because one thing I've learned about the inestimable Professor Julius Smith is that he is always thinks more fondly of people who let him finish his thoughts than those that interrupt him. And right now I do need to keep him on my side, as it were.
Excellent. Well, in that case, make a luck roll.
57 over 15.
Alright, well, that means something. It means Madeline and Bertie, if either of you, probably Madeline at this point, because Bertie is lost in drinking and smoking, a cloud of cigarette smoke. Madeline, make a spot hidden roll.
That's an 11, so that's going to be good somewhere.
You see one of the gentlemen from the Blue Pyramid Club. It is definitely him, from that crowd of gentlemen who was sat in the corner. You identify them at first as maybe businessmen based on their suits. Walking down the pavement towards your crowd briskly. He has something... At first, his arm is out straight by his side as if broken, but then you realise it's because he has slid something down from his sleeve and into his hand.
Does this feel like my favorite Kosh?
Quite likely, although the back of his hand is to you, so you can't see what is clutched in the fingers. He is making speed toward your gang.
Okay. So this gentleman is rambling on, and I'm going to slip my fingers around Shelby's wrist, and I'm going to say, we have incoming fast at 11 o'clock. He's armed.
I nod, and I glance and see the man, and I put my arm around the professor's shoulder, and it's like, perhaps you should go inside and talk about this. We don't want to waste too much of Mr. Gavin's time.
Quite right. We stood him up once, didn't we? We want to do that again. Well, yeah.
And he starts his way up the steps. It feels like an inexorable slowness. Julius Smith is not a fast mover. Can I ask for, and this may seem a strange roll, but I would like for a group dexterity roll, which is to say whoever's got the lowest dex in the group should roll for a group.
I'm on a 60.
I'm 70.
I have an 85.
Just so I can understand distance, how far is this individual from closing in on us, would you say, Keeper?
That's really going to depend on your dexterity roll.
Okay. Come out of 60. I rolled a 95. I will absolutely re-roll that.
You're going to push your luck?
I'm going to absolutely push my luck. The way I'm going to push my luck in this situation is if Shelby is pushing the group forward, I'm just going to take them to the rear. I'm going to turn. I'm going to make direct eye contact with this individual that's closing in on us. And I'm going to drop the mirrored Kosh from the inside of my sleeve to show it to him. Oh, thank God. It's a 59 under 60.
He pauses just briefly when he sees the Kosh in your hand. And that gives you enough time to push, shove, pull Julius Smith up the stairs and get all of yourselves in the Penhue Foundation. You backing up the steps, Madeline.
Yes, it's absolutely going to be a slow march backwards up the steps while I'm holding this individual's gaze as intimidatingly as possible. Am I getting the intimidation off? Probably not, but I'm so angry and so hurt and so exhausted with being pushed around by this particular group that I don't have a problem public facing that towards him.
At first, he looks surprised. As you are backing up closer to the door, his surprise turns into a sneer of derision. And he makes that gesture again, 2 fingers to his throat, either side of it, as if to say, when you come out, I'll be waiting.
And I give him that mirrored nod of consent and understanding that I've been feeding to Shelby ever since Felix died.
So, is this the first time you've been to the Penhew Foundation, then, Shattuck?
It is, actually. I don't think I've actually had a chance to properly look around.
Well, the exhibit hall is over there. You're walking into a great, cavernous marble hall. And this place could well serve as a museum if it wasn't such a thick thoroughfare of, well, logistics workers. Most of the people passing in and out of this place are not academics like Professor Julius Smith. They're in overalls, flat caps, carrying things hither and yon. He gestures over to where this exhibit hall or exhibition room seems to be. He says there's offices upstairs, lots of people working up there in all kinds of clerk capacities. But here's this, we need to approach this desk over here. He approaches it as if you have never entered a large institution before to speak to someone in authority. I'm here to speak with Edward Gow. Yes, I know who you are. Yes, Kinnery. This is Thomas Kinnery, Shattuck. He's Edward Gavigan's private secretary.
Hello, Mr. Kinnery. Nice to meet you. I'm Shelby Shattuck, and we're here to meet with Mr. Gavigan.
Yes, I am aware. And who are these two others?
They're some colleagues of mine. They'll just be sitting in on the meeting, but they won't be speaking.
I will need to take their names.
I will motion to them so that they can give any false names they may desire to give.
I do, of course, think on that, but then I also think that the individual in front of us has been told different names, and that knowing this individual probably would cause a ruckus, so we need speed, so I'll just say Albert Hill. I, of course, at this point, have also stowed away that drink. I haven't returned it, but I have stowed it away.
He probably has a dozen on him.
Indeed. And, again, the gun just under the jacket, because I have, of course, noticed Madeline's attempts to speed us along and direct us to the fact that dangerous people are waiting just outside this building. Yeah, Hill. Albert Hill.
Madeline Hopper.
Albert Hill. Madeline Hopper? Yeah, very well, Madeline Hopper. Please take a seat. By all means, take a walk through the exhibit hall. I'm sure Mr. Gavigan won't be long. I just have to run this up to him. Make sure he's happy to see all four of you, you understand.
Of course, thank you very much.
He leaves his seat and walks off upstairs.
I'll take a look around. You mentioned there were a variety of work people around. Does it look like they are setting up exhibits, or are they taking down things and moving them out?
They're taking things and moving them out. You could be mistaken for thinking that this place is more of a distribution hub than a foundation for the sponsorship of expeditions or indeed a museum. It seems this place is, being stripped down almost, though you're not in any rooms from which things are being stripped.
I will, as I notice this, I'll turn to Professor Smith, and it's like, Professor Smith, I'm curious, but you're more tied into the ebb and flow of academics than I am. I was just curious, it does seem like they're taking more things away than putting back. Do you know if there's been and I will lean in confidently or confidentially and say, maybe there's been a change in Mr. Gavigan's fortunes?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me, he's not exactly supported by a wealthy family or anything like that. His fortunes very much depend on the fortunes of the Foundation. So, if there's a hole in his pocket, he's got to plug it with something, though I do hope that doesn't spell ill for my little trip out east, otherwise I'll have to find a different kind of sponsor. Still, the fact that he's willing to entertain us bodes well, I think.
Yeah, I hope it does do well, but you'll understand if I'm a bit trepidatious.
Oh, understandable, old boy. But my thinking is that they're probably just rearranging. After all, you can't exhibit the same exhibit for year on year or even month on month now. The number of people who travel to London to see all of the collections in the British Museum, to put it mildly, they don't want to see the same old dusty Assyrians month on month, do they? They want to see Greeks, they want to see Egyptians, they want to see Romans, and all the rest. So maybe it's just a changing of the guard.
That's probably it. Maybe I'm just being a little over anxious.
You're not being over anxious, Shelby, and in fact, despite Julius Smith trying to put you at ease because he obviously thinks you're interested in getting sponsorship as well, it is quite apparent from what you can tell that there's a lot more going out than there is coming in. They're not just changing the exhibit in a museum hall. They're shipping stuff off, likely being sold. Does that mean this place is going to be entirely gutted? That you don't know. Do any of you have a wander around, or are you content to wait for Thomas Kinnery?
I, for one, give both the others a bit of a look, implying wandering around now, really, that's a terrible idea. But I don't say it, because I'm trying to appear calm. So I will just be sticking to either one of them, trying to keep the group together. Again, also keeping an eye on the entrance we came in through, and also if there are any alternative exits to the building.
There almost certainly is an alternative exit, though it isn't visible from the main reception. Given the sheer amount of material that is being funneled out behind the reception down a very long hallway, which heads to a place you don't know, you can well expect that there is some kind of loading area out there with some trucks or similar. It's just you've never had to enter or exit the place via that route.
And a little part of me is disappointed in the current state of affairs, because I actually am quite interested in all this talk of expeditions and money and connections, but again, I just don't feel we have time. So I shall just mutter to Madeline, we just might want to leave, not the way we came in, just saying.
So with that exchange of look and now this murmur, I'm just going to overly comfortably slip my arm around yours and lead you all of 10 feet away to the next exhibit as I point to it with my free hand. And I'm going to lean in, and it's that whispered, non-conspiratorial murmuring, and I'm just going to explain to him what's waiting for us outside. There's at least one individual, as I'm keeping this upbeat but quiet tone, at least this facade, that's waiting for us outside. I can only imagine by the time we leave, he's going to have reinforcements.
Oh, most certainly. Best thing to do in situations like this, love, is assume the worst, so probably if he gets another one on his side, there'll probably be two people on the other side of the building as well.
I nod as I point to whatever's directly in front of me. Agreed. Now, the question is, should we call in help?
What help have we got now?
I looked at him and I was like, is our import-export expert out of resources here in the city so soon?
A frown.
I nod. I'm going to glance over to Shelby and then back to the exhibit. Okay. We'll have to make a creative exit.
Yes, and quite frankly, at this stage, I won't be able to get much help on that front. They're not going to want to endanger themselves. No, we didn't necessarily make an error, but those sort of blows need to be decisive, and it wasn't decisive enough. Miss Zara and her associates are probably... The advantage is probably on their end now. The only thing we have is that they still might be caught off guard that we stole stuff from them. They might not have been expecting that from you lot. So that's the only thing I think we have. Other than that, we're on the defensive.
I nod in agreement, and then I'm going to turn back to Shelby, but I'll keep my arm intertwined with Birdie here.
Mr. Gavigan, Kinnery descends the marble staircase. We'll see you now. But I'm afraid, Professor Smith, he would like to meet with you privately at another occasion. So Mr. Shattuck's party
is cordially invited to follow me up the stairs toward Mr. Gavigan's office. That's irregular. Mr. Shattuck's my guest. Nevertheless, this is Mr. Gavigan's wish. I'm sure you understand. He has assured me that your sponsorship is forthcoming. He is just pooling the monies together. Oh, well, that's sight unseen, so it is...
Well, then you save yourself a meeting and good luck on your expedition.
Well, he checks his pocket watch. So that's an hour saved. That's an hour spent in the bar. I will... you'll have to, let me know how it all goes, then, Mr. Shattuck, with your expedition.
I'll certainly do my best.
Well, let Mr. Gavigan know I'll see him soonest. You know where to contact me. Yes, the Dragon Estate. That's right. Mr. Shattuck, friends...
I shake his hand.
He replaces the hat on his head and tips it to Madeline and then Bertie, and then starts his exit.
I let out a long sigh and follow behind Shelby, muttering, I really hope this other fella isn't so long-winded. We don't have time.
He grows on you like a fungus.
Are you content to follow Kinnery up the stairs to Gavigan's office?
Yes.
As you approach his office, then, Edward Gavigan strides out of it. And he immediately goes for your hands, in a handshake, both hands on one of yours. Gavigan is a slight man with, I suppose you could describe them as hawkish features, receding hair, showing an awful lot of forehead. And, as is often the case in such things, piercing eyes. He is well dressed, well suited, smiles broadly. So pleased to see you, yes.
And you as well. Thank you so much for seeing us. I apologize for missing the previous engagement.
No. This isn't quite. You are sure that his accent is completely affected. Quite all right. Please follow me in. I am, and your friends as well. Ha. As he gestures for you to enter, can I ask for you to make a spot hidden roll? As you enter his magnificent wood-panelled office.
So 30 under 42.
You notice in this magnificent wood-panelled office, there is a modern safe built into the floor in one corner. Its door is slightly ajar. He makes his way to the other side of his grand mahogany desk. There are 3 seats laid out for you. He maybe set them up upon hearing of your approach. Please take your seat, yes.
I'll go ahead and take one. I'll take one in the center.
And do close the door behind you.
I'll go to close the door, but I'll say, I prefer to stand, gammy leg and all, from the wall.
Yeah, well, do as you please. I didn't serve myself, though. Many people I know did, and I understand it was a terrible time. Heroes were made, but more were lost.
On the contrary, it was a lovely picnic. We all had fun. I smile.
Yes, very good. Now, I understand that you are in some trouble, Mr. Hill, and I would assume that Miss Hopper here is your mysterious female compatriot, and that leaves Mr. Shattuck. Now, what would your role be in this grand affair? Trying to piece things together.
It may help to put some together is that we have helped to dismantle, I understand, the affairs of someone who you were at odds with, Miss Zara Shafiq.
Ah, well, you're a little presumptuous there. But it has to be said that I imagine some of your enemies are my enemies, and maybe in that way we can
collude and cahoot.
Certainly, and I apologize for being so much. To be fair, I was away talking to Lord Vane.
Ah! The Vane family.
Yes. I've done them some favors recently.
Well, there you are. I knew there had to be a way in for each of you. His fingers drum on the desk. Looks at some paperwork, shoves it to the side. Well, I don't need to go over that with you then. So that would mean Miss Hopper here and Mr. Hill were active at the Blue Pyramid, and you were active in Lesser Adale.
Seems you're very well informed, Mr. Gavigan.
Well, I was told that you might be coming this way, you understand. And I can anticipate that your departure from here is probably going to be quite bloody. Not my hands, you understand. I hate that kind of thing. I would hate for blood to be spilled on the steps of this foundation, august as it is. But you have made some enemies.
I think we all have. And perhaps we can understand our respective places better and perhaps help each other.
Well, there you are mistaken, because while Miss Shafiq and I may not see eye to eye on all orders of business, we're not threatening each other.
Yet.
Yet. Yeah, very good. But still, brazen of you, and I commend you for coming straight here. I assume you're connected with that Jackson Elias fellow?
I have the pleasure.
Yes, came here last year or thereabouts. We had a rather rum conversation, it must be said. Was a bit of an ingrate, if I'm honest. Very forward. Are you in his employ?
We work together.
I see. Well, I could, of course, send you on your way, knowing that you would probably never darken my door again. I mean, as I say, your blood might, but that wouldn't be my doing. I would like to assure all three of you of that. I have no desire to see you exsanguinated on my steps. But I assume you've come here with an offering, with a question, with something that might entertain me, which is why I've even opened my damn door to the three of you. So, how can I help you? I assume you're not looking for sponsorship for an expedition.
No. As interesting as that would be, I think we've had quite enough since the Larkin expedition.
His eyes widen at that. This is the first time you've caught him off guard.
It seems that maybe you don't know quite as much as you think you do.
You were on the Larkin expedition, were you? All three of you?
Well, that would be telling, wouldn't it?
I try and keep my best poker face, saying nothing.
I really should check the names of the people on these trips we fund. Other than the leaders of the expedition, most of them are Sherpas, baggage handlers, bodyguards.
They're all little people, aren't they?
Well, yes, I suppose. I really had no idea what a confluence. Some might even say it's some kind of mystical fate mumbo-jumbo agenda. So you were on the Larkin expedition.
And like all good expeditions, we did it because we wanted to learn something.
Did you bring anything back?
A lot of information. A lot of wounds.
Yes, well, some wounds are to be expected. Information is grand, but you need a certain market to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm interested in, and he leans forward over the desk, steepling fingers, resting his chin on their tips,
Did you bring back any artifacts?
Did I bring back any artifacts? Well, we did find some gold, very interesting gold. And then our lives took us to New York, and there we picked up a very intriguing mask.
New York?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, you're not the ones who have been... You are! And he slaps the desk with some elation. The bloody tongue!
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, I am honoured to be in your presence. Oh gosh, oh blimey. Oh, what troublemakers. You have been sending so many people off in a tiz. And you stole a mask from them. And now you've stolen things from Empire Spices as well, from Zara Shafiq. You should enter my employ. I'm always looking for good thieves. Oh, Mr. Shattuck, you are the living end.
As you can tell, then, we're very good at what we do.
No doubt about it. You've managed to survive so long, with, as you say, just wounds. He hasn't referenced Felix. Presumably he doesn't know about him.
So, we're keen to continue our business. It would be easier for us and for you if we can do it without conflict.
Yes. Well, you must understand some of what you are doing is conflicting with my operations, or rather supplementary parts of my operations. But... drink?
No, thank you, but I appreciate the offer.
And for the other two of you?
I already have my own. Thank you, though. And I take a sip of the drink from earlier.
Of Julius Smith's brandy. It's the best kind of brandy. What about you, Madeline?
No, I shake my head no, but just as a counterpoint to his elation and delight, I'm going to shake my head no. And you know when you're trying to stifle a yawn when you're in polite company because it'd be really rude for them to see the yawn? I'm going to go through that entire theatrics. No, thank you.
He frowns. Yes, you must be very tired. Travelling all around the world, Peru, New York, London. Where to next? Where to next?
Well, that is the interesting question. Tell us what happened in Cairo.
What do you mean, what happened in Cairo?
Well, you had an expedition there. A bunch of people didn't make it back.
Oh, I have lots of expeditions that go all over the place, Mr. Shattuck. In terms of ones that don't come back, they're 10 a penny. Sometimes they steal, and they decide they'll try their luck on the local market. Others run afoul of angry natives with big sticks. Some find things they really shouldn't. Really, the trick to archaeology is digging, but not digging too deep.
I'll have to remember that. But to be fair, I am thinking of when I was speaking to a lovely young lady. Her name was Erica Carlisle?
Sister of Roger Vane Worthington Carlyle.
Yes, I believe your predecessor may have been involved, sir.
Aubrey. Fine gentleman. Brought me up. Put me on this little throne of riches, which he says with no real sincerity.
Yes, I could see that things have been... well, it certainly looks like you're moving some of your previous stock out, so I hope that means that things are going well for you.
Well, in some ways, it's important to diversify, you see. Yes, it's important to put one's eggs not in one basket. That's how the phrase goes, doesn't it? But I think you're mistaken, Mr. Shattuck. The Carlisle expedition went missing in Kenya. They certainly made their way to Kenya through Egypt. but it was Nairobi where they were last traced. Sadly, all of the files on the Carlisle expedition, most of anything of any value, was taken with them wherever Sir Aubrey went. That's probably where the files are now. But that isn't what I'm interested in.
Oh, let's get to what you're interested in then.
Yes, I would hate to bore Miss Hopper.
Oh, just at that exact moment, I look up from my watch.
He decides he's going to wax less eloquent now. I admit you are all of you very accomplished thieves, though you have done nothing to endear yourselves to me in terms of trust. Even if I were to recruit you to send you somewhere to disrupt an operation, how would I be assured that you'd bring anything back to me? No, I imagine you'd just keep it for yourself and continue your role as disruptors, wreckers, anarchists, and such. I rather suspect that you are not trustworthy, Mr. Shattuck. While there are many places in the world I could dispatch you, even hope that you might do some good, I certainly couldn't utilize you as to-and-fro men, you understand. But that doesn't mean I can't utilize you as two men. I can still send you places to cause merry hell, knowing that it might work in my favor if you do.
Do you have someplace in mind?
As a matter of fact, I do. It's a little bit of a journey. Have any of you been to Australia before?
Not recently.
No.
Well, Mr. Hill, I imagine some of your ancestors are there. I would certainly wager that you would fit in well in Australia. I've got a little operation taking place there. Got a man who, we'll call him an associate, who could do with a little bit of disruption, so to speak.
What's the name?
Now, would that be of interest to you? Because I think that aligns with what you're aiming to do, which seems to be disrupting this whole sordid, sorry operation. Black Pharaoh's bloody tongues.
That's true. I guess it's Mr. Randolph you would like me to deal with?
I see you've become acquainted by one means or other. Say no more. I can ensure you given a hefty package with the information that I seek. But again, I don't trust you 1 minute to deliver it to me. But if you're prepared to play the part of wrecker, well, I dare say I can get you out of Britain in one piece.
And what will you do when Miss Shafiq comes to you and asks what happened to those people I very much want bumped off?
Well, that's the choice that I'm left with. I can say that you were dealt with, dumped in the Thames. Or I can say that they must have snuck by your idle guards while you were watching.
Like the one outside right now.
I rather suspected some of them would be watching the place. Like I say, I'm not that keen on having blood on my steps, but you can't control these people, Mr. Shattuck. They are beasts in human skin.
Oh, I physically shiver at that.
So, 3 one-way tickets to Australia.
As I understand the deal, is that you will give me the information on this Mr. Randolph that you have. You will give us leave out, and in exchange, we deal with him, which makes things beneficial for you. And then perhaps if we do decide to sell the items back to you, we can negotiate a separate deal, perhaps.
Now you're talking, Mr. Shattuck. You are quite the enterprising thief, aren't you? And do you speak for both of your companions? They have been very silent.
Trust me, I think we're of a single mind what we'd like to do next.
I snort a little and say, well, I am a negotiable type. So, if you uphold your end of the bargain, I suppose my only concern is whoever Miss Zara Shafiq's lot are, they're not going to stop until they are dealt a decisive knock on the head. Ideally herself. That's all I'm worried about, you understand?
Oh, certainly I would think that would be part of the price we would consider if we handed the item to yourself.
Looking into paying for murders now, are we?
We get tired of doing them ourselves, you know how it is.
Fair enough. I won't play around with it. You want Zara Shafiq off your back? I can ensure that by the time whatever's done in Australia is done, she will no longer be on your scent.
Then I certainly am willing to shake hands on a deal of sorts. I don't know what you think about the others, but I happen to be very trustworthy.
He's a business owner, after all.
Yeah, he's an entrepreneur.
Now, I do have a single ask. This is just curiosity. These items you stole from... These items you stole from under the nose of Shafiq, I have to applaud you again. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Would you be interested in selling them to me?
Unfortunately, we do have other plans for the moment with them.
Well, understood. Just be careful handling things you don't understand, Mr. Shattuck. I'd hate for you to lose a finger.
I appreciate your concern for my safety.
Yes, well... He reaches over, hand outstretched. Which one of you will be the first to seal this deal, then?
I'll shake him. I'll shake his hand.
Very good.
I mull things over. Quite frankly, if I'd been in charge here, a gun would have been pointed at this man's head from the very beginning. But I don't want to counteract my technical superiors, I suppose, in this situation. And Mr. Shelby does talk a good game, so I will go along with his plan. I walk over, tip my hat. Pleasure doing business, Mr. Gavigan. I am, after all, a legitimate businessman.
Oh, I have no doubt, Mr. Hill. And Miss Hopper? Will you shake me by the hand? Am I that repellent?
I am going to commit to this handshake. I'm going to commit to this handshake. I'm going to commit to this handshake. I'm going to stand, and I'm going to commit to this handshake.
He keeps that hand outstretched for you, clasps yours, puts his other hand over yours, sealing it in. I think we will do wonderful business together, Miss Hopper. Yes. He then lets go. Now, business. Haha. As I said, it would have been not so long ago that you would be dragged kicking and screaming to Australia. But as it is, willing migrants. I'm sure Oz will be pleased to find you.
I look forward to it.
Mr. Hill, you're something of a legitimate businessman, as you say.
Yes, particularly in antiquities.
Yes, well, that as well. But to ensure the correct running of our business, do you have a place, a number, some way of contacting those individuals that you like to enlist for heavy work, lugging crates and such?
Transportation. I suppose I can give you a contact. Whether or not they want to deal with you will be up to you and your manner with them, though, sir.
Oh, they will. I'll make sure they know you introduced me to them. I won't be speaking with them directly, naturally. But he slides a piece of paper over, passes a pen. Name, number, address, whatever is necessary. Are you giving the pub where they'll be able to find Archibald?
I certainly am not. No, in this case I'm going to give them the number of At the end of the day, neutral associates. They aren't my friends, they aren't my enemies, they purely are business people, and to be fair, I am not their only client, so taking on one more client for a little bit of illicit backdealing shouldn't be an issue for them or for him.
Well, they may end up being taken slightly off guard when he takes the details from you, looks them over. Okay, you understand. To ensure that our deal goes off well, if you're looking for the Miss Shafiq, I cannot have that coming back to me.
Well, we can't have it coming back to us either, sir.
Well, you are already known enemies of Miss Shafiq, Mr. Hill, so I will speak to your friend, or have someone speak to your friend. Here, he taps the piece of paper. We will make the arrangements. And Miss Shafiq, who is back on the street, as you can imagine, I imagine that night she spent in a cell must have been great fun. And they will deal with her, knowing that you are the one who put the money up. Or, as you would say in your part of town, ponied up.
That is exactly what they say, and to be fair, I suppose we can't ask for any better there. Out of interest, and I give a smile, why exactly are you not friends with Miss Shafiq? You've told us that you're not actually against each other, but you're clearly not fond of each other. Why are people killing each other over a mild disagreement?
Different philosophy, as you understand how it is. She believes that the organization should be pointed one way. I'm looking to the future, Mr. Hill. I believe that archaeology, as much as it's about the past, is even more about the future. I think some people who like to bury their head in history books wish they could live back there. I do not. I think our future is among the stars.
The stars. I see. Well, I suppose that's interesting. I, for one, do see the value in using archaeological things for the people who are alive now, and less for the people who are dead.
Well, one day, humble humanity will build a rocket that will reach the moon. Maybe it will get even farther than that.
Yes, and pigs will fly. Sorry.
Oh, trust me, it will happen. If you're lucky, there'll be a place on that rocket for you, Mr. Hill.
I think I'll keep my feet on the ground, thank you very much.
Well, so be it. What I would suggest is you tie up affairs. I cannot expect to just bundle you into crates right now and expect you to wait a month on board a ship. Tie up affairs. I will get you out of this foundation building safely. Speaking of boxing you up, I'm afraid you will have to take some rather uncomfortable accommodation just briefly. But I'll make sure that you are left on the Thames to open yourselves up and make your way out of the city. How about that? They can't be monitoring every London Underground line now, can they?
That seems perfectly equitable.
I am pleased that we could come to an arrangement.
It's much better to do business this way, much more civilized.
Indeed. Well, there are some people who prefer to swing clubs, thrust knives, fire guns. I believe that money, Mr. Shattuck, is not only the greatest reward, it is the greatest weapon.
On that you're not exactly wrong, sir.
Here, he pulls a parcel out from his drawer, passes it over to you, Shelby. There's everything you'll need to know about Mr. Randolph's operation, and I suggest you open it once you're outside of the city. You don't want to lose any parts.
Understood.
Well, follow me, then, if our business is done. He stands up, walks to the front of his desk, opens the doors. It's a shame we couldn't be acquainted for longer, but maybe we'll meet again should you ever come back to His Majesty's Isles.
I certainly intend to.
Mr. Hill, he says, putting his hand on your shoulder. I can sense there's something about you, something of a believer. Tell me, speaking of His Majesty the King, could you close your eyes for a moment? Just a short experiment. While my hand is on you. I promise I won't waste any more of your time, Miss Hopper. It's just a brief one. Mr. Hill, would you close your eyes for me?
I'm caught slightly off guard, but perhaps there's something about the request that seems so mundane and inane that I don't see the harm in closing my eyes for just a moment, so perhaps I do. Yes.
Good, that's what artists need to do, Mr. Hill. To picture the future, they need to close their eyes and let it wash over them, through them, make it a part of them. When you picture our king, God save him, what colour is he drenched in? Is it the red of the Somme? Is it of the green of Epping Forest? Is it the yellow of bile? Is it black of night? It's entirely up to you, Craig.
And I confess, my mind isn't that artistic. So perhaps when I think of the king, I just think of a picture of the king. They've got those in some of the pubs, and wasn't he normally dressed in red or black or royal uniform? Perhaps it's a military uniform that comes to mind, and I say, well, he's normally dressed in finery, isn't he? All splendid, red, black, gold. What of it?
Yes, exactly, he releases you. An iridescent king. God save King George. Now, let's hustle you to the shipping entrance. Shipping and freight, that's what you are now. And I'll get you boxed up.
I briefly glance towards Madeline. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm curious. I, for one, am not entirely sure how I feel about any of this, but I can see that if this individual does at least do his end of the bargain because he gets something he wants, well, that does then get me what I want to a certain degree, but I wonder if she's as satisfied with this as Mr. Shelby seems to be.
As you look over to her, you do see Shelby quietly is grabbing Madeline's hand and squeezing it very tight, as if it's a code or a familiarity they can speak without speaking.
Interesting. I shrug and head onwards.
Very well. And so we shall close this session with Edward Gavigan taking you to a truck that is marked up as Ferris and Sons. Some men, some English, others possibly Indian or Arabs, loitering by the truck, smoking. Gavigan beckons them over, speaks to them not in English. They don't look confused at all at the suggestion. They extract some crates that you could fit in comfortably. You might even be rattled around a little, but you're not going to be compressed. It's not a coffin. Yes, I'm sorry that we can't just sit you in the back behind covers, but you never know. These people are suspicious. It's best to have you marked up as boxes for shipping.
If this was all an elaborate way of killing us in this manner, it actually probably would have been easier just to let us walk out the building and be offed by the other individuals. So no, I trust this man at least on this point. So I'll get in. Not the first time I've been in cramped conditions.
Any objections from Shelby and Madeline?
I'll help Madeline get in first before I go in.
Yeah, I'll slip into this crate.
And so you are driven away from the Penhew Foundation. And you don't have to travel far, because when the crates are dumped on the docks, and they are pretty much unceremoniously dumped, it must be said, and you hear the truck driving off, there's no one to pry the lid off for you. As he promised, you would be able to open them from the inside, and you find yourself standing at Limehouse Docks, still in London, looking over the Thames, looking to get out of the city, and shortly to Australia. And that is where we shall end our session.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we play Masks of Nyarlathotep for Chaosium's Call of Cthulhu 7th edition. Joining us as our keeper is none other than our dear friend Matthew Dawkins, and we were also joined by Bridgett Jeffries and Eddy Webb. The music was made by Ager Sonus and Halgrath, and we've also used Cryochamber's Lovecraftian compilation albums. All of this with the permission of Cryochamber. Check out their website at cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel for some moody dark ambient for your gaming table. We would like to give massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon, Martin Heuschober, Simon Cooper, Julia, Bob Lange, Cameron, Graham Barey, Doug Thomson, Lily, Maciej, Black Templar, Dennis Sadecki, and Leonhardt for their generous support. You would of course also like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, this show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check us out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for Cult of the Lost, Call of Cthulhu, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, and Warhammer 40k Imperium Maledictum there. And you can also get early and raw access to all of our recordings, and hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, as well as even play some Cult with us. Most importantly, that support is what keeps the show going, so do check us out there. Thank you again for listening, and remember, I am the last. I will tell the audient void.